Good morning, Titans. Today's lesson for Black History Month is about Black authors and literature. Here are just a few of the many incredible and influential African American authors who have contributed to literature in the United States. Zora Neale Hurston. One of the most well-known authors from the Harlem Renaissance, Hurston is known for her novels Their Eyes Were Watching God, Tell My Horse, and Moses, Man of the Mountain. Their Eyes Were Watching God, one of her most popular novels, was groundbreaking for its focus on the experiences of a Black woman. Her work explores folklore and Black culture, celebrating the African American culture of the rural South as well as around the world. Langston Hughes. Hughes is another author and poet associated with the Harlem Renaissance. Hughes wrote his first book of poetry, The Weary Blues, in 1926, and won the Harmon Gold Medal for Literature in 1930 for his novel Not Without Laughter. Overall, Hughes wrote 11 plays, a large body of poetic work, and countless works of prose. His work was notable for the emphasis he placed on relating the personal and common experiences of African Americans, not focusing on just their suffering but on their culture, music, laughter, and language, and making his writing and poetry familiar and accessible to the people, particularly to Black audiences. Toni Morrison. Morrison is an award-winning author and the first African American woman to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1933. Previously, she received the National Book Critics Circle Award in 1977 for the novel Song of Solomon and a Pulitzer Prize in 1988 for her novel Beloved. Morrison's work explores Black identity in America and often specifically focuses on the experiences of Black women. Her works also reckon with the legacies of slavery and the way the past continually influences the present. She was awarded the U.S. Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2012. Alice Walker. Walker, the daughter of African-American sharecroppers in Georgia, published her first collection of poetry in 1968, the first of many poems, short stories, and novels. Her most popular novel, The Color Purple, was written in 1982. She won a Pulitzer Prize for the book, which was also made into a film and later a musical. Her work examines and champions racial and gender equality, particularly focusing on the treatment of Black women in America. Colson Whitehead. Whitehead is a two-time Pulitzer Prize-winning author from New York. He first worked for The Village Voice, an alternative news publication that highlights the creative community in New York City, and eventually switched to full-length books. He has written 9 books, 2 nonfiction, and 7 novels. He first won a Pulitzer Prize for his novel The Underground Railroad in 2017, and again in 2020 for his novel The Nickel Boys, making him only the 4th author ever to have won twice. Whitehead often focuses on the history of racial injustice in America and how it continues today. Ta-Nehisi Coates. A journalist and author, Coates first gained attention in his role as a national correspondent for the magazine The Atlantic, where he wrote about cultural, social, and political issues with a focus on African Americans and white supremacy. He has 3 nonfiction books and 1 novel, The Water Dancer, published in 2019. One of his most well-known books, Between the World and Me, won the National Book Award for Nonfiction in 2015 and is written as a letter from the author to his son. In his work, Coates explores the experiences and realities of being Black in the United States and highlights the many ways that white supremacy is built into the structure of America. Again, these are just some of the many talented Black authors who have created enjoyable and influential works of literature. If you heard about a book or author you're interested in, check them out at your local bookstore or library.